friend,
Dude,
and I, we love singing that together. Because if
one,
you don't know, Meatloaf is that
which song?
and
Paradise by the
Anything for
Dashboard
Love.
Lights. Anything for Love. Oh,
Yeah, so we don't have
absolutely.
Yeah, I would. So Paradise by the Dashboard Light. Like, I love that song, but we don't have it on karaoke.
Oh, yeah.
We got
You need to
I would
get
do
it.
Anything for Love, and we got one more. I can't remember
Bat
what
Out of
that
Hell,
is, but I'd
probably.
never sing it. It might be Bad Out of Hell.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah, the
Meatloaf
voice
is
behind the curtain.
amazing.
David. It is. It's really fun to sing. But my personal favorite, at least right now, is "Creep" by Radiohead.
Yeah, Creep's
Good song.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
song.
it is. I love it because
I bet you better the voice for that
it's
too,
all of
don't
us.
You know, he does.
I can hit that
It
one
makes me-
better than I can
it-
hit some other ones.
I'm
Have you ever tried,
jealous
like,
right
Disturbed
now.
or something? Try some Disturbed.
I'll look into it.
There's a band that does a really good version of Creep called Postmodern Jukebox. They tend to
I'm
make
familiar
things
with
more 20s and 30s and 40s.
Oh, they're awesome. I love. They're very retro.
Yeah, they do
they're
retro
brilliant.
covers. They do retro covers of modern songs. So their rendition of Creep it blows it out of the water. It's really cool.
Now, is this a song
yeah.
that you did with your church group? Did you sing? I don't imagine you would sing "Creep" with the Christian folk around. That it seems like that would go too well together.
Kyle, you should know this. If you're going to a karaoke party at a person's house, you're not going there to sing these churchy songs, even though you might sing one or two, because honestly, some of them are beautiful. You're going there to sing Peaches and Cream, okay?
Oh Lord,
yes.
you're going way back.
My kind of church.
Do some
Sounds like a
Simon and
cool church.
Garfunkel, or some Bread or something, you know. By the
And
way,
in your
Bread,
hymnals,
highly
we
rated,
have,
underrated group.
Baby Got Back on page 46.
I like Big Butts. I Cannot Lie. How about that? Get some Mix-a-Lot.
What did you say, Steve?
Yeah.
All right. Did anybody have
is far too retro.
anything on your end?
It doesn't appear so. Let me kind of scroll back here. Nope, they're good to go.
You guys never ask any questions of anybody
really
that we
don't.
have on here.
Yeah, don't take it personally. They really don't. Live chat.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
have their own
it's not,
conversations in live chat. Half the time they don't even listen. They're just talking about completely irrelevant things in live chat. No, I'm kidding.
I noticed that the other day when we had a debate on abortion, and there was a completely different debate going on in the live chat. It had nothing to do with what was it about? I can't even remember now, Steve. But
Same thing happens on my channel.
Nobody is. Gotta love them though. Good group. Couldn't do it without you guys. But yeah, I want to say a big thank you for coming on here and being a part. This was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed the
really
talk,
a lot of fun.
definitely. And I'm gonna let you kind of sum
Yeah,
up
absolutely.
any last minute thoughts that you have, or plug your channel, what you've got coming up, that sort of thing.
Okay, if anybody wants to check out Fully Deconverted, you can head over to fullydeconverted.com. You'll find all our social sites on there, and we are currently in the post-production phase of our Richard Carrier series, which is going to be another 10-episode series. It might be more. I mean, it might push 12 or 14. But in any case, and we still have an open GoFundMe on that. There's still some post-production costs. We're right now at just under $2,000. So if anybody wants to throw $5 over there, you're invited to do so if you want. Other than that, though, I look forward to presenting that back over to the public space so people can have that great content again. Kyle, Steve, David, you guys have been great.
Guys, can we keep you forever?
Have you ever been an asshole in your life? I mean, just once. I mean, I'm trying to picture what it would be.
I don't believe it.
Are you always just like nice? I don't believe it. Nobody is this nice all the time. You didn't even raise your voice. You didn't use a pejorative. You didn't use an invective. What's wrong with you?
The control over the voice is what I am just astounded at. It's just the cadence and there's been two people that I've watched that have like a really remarkable cadence to them, and the one was tonight, and then the other would be George Carlin. I think George Carlin had the single greatest mastery over not only words and painting a picture with sentences that he would do. I mean, it was just beautiful the way that he would not only tell jokes but just talk, and he was brilliant. So I admire people that have that kind of control. I don't, obviously, with this accent. I can't. Even if I had the control, I couldn't pull it off. Nobody would believe it. So,
but we do have a date on the 15th, do we not? You and I?
Yeah, we do. Steve, you and I.
Awesome. We got a date. We got, hear that, people?
And
date.
And send me the link to the GoFundMe, and we'll link it in the video as well. And that way people can just
kind of you. Thank you.
Click on it there. Sure.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Let me just announce that tomorrow is the big day. Finally, after probably about 6 months of me battling
at least
this group of people, they are finally coming tomorrow after 3 cancellations. Usually it happens 3 days before. In the past, they've canceled every time 3 days before. They haven't canceled yet. So I think this is the one. I stressed that I would not be rescheduling this if they chose to cancel this one. So tomorrow's Soul Phone will be here. Now we have talked this up majorly. For those of you who don't know, Soul Phone is is 4 PhDs that have gotten together and created this technology. I'll use that very loosely, in which you can communicate with people that have passed on into the afterlife. So the 4 methods of communication are the soul switch, which is a yes or no kind of communication. You ask questions to whichever dearly departed person that you're trying to contact. You will get yes or no answers. Soul keyboard is a one where you text your loved ones that have passed on. Soul phone is just what it sounds like. They claim that you can actually have a conversation with those that have passed on. And then Soul Video, which is coming soon. That the reason that they canceled last time is because they had major strides in the research and development for this. But it's basically like Skyping heaven or hell, depending on how your person was in a past life. But supposedly you can have a video call with people who have passed on. Now, I am looking forward to showcasing what dishonest and despicable this whole thing is, to prey on people's depression, their fear, and their grief. I think it's just despicable. So,
am I going to be the good cop or the bad cop? Or we're going to be both the bad cop?
Cell phone, if you're watching, I'm totally kidding. We're going to promote Soul Phone like crazy. We're going to make sure that everybody has one in their house. This is just, for dramatic purposes. So don't mind what I just said right there if you're listening. But that will be tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern. So make sure that you join us for that. And then real quickly, Sunday, we're going to have a discussion on, this is a last-minute addition. Lysandrine's wife actually is heavily involved in this project. And what's going on in New Zealand, they introduced a possum over in the country in the 70s, I believe, from what I've seen. This population has gotten out of control. So in a response to that, the problem that they created, they're dropping these poisonous pellets called 1080. And not only is it killing the possum, but other animals, dogs, cats, anything in the woods. And one child has gotten a hold of these pellets because they just drop them and they're just laying around for things to.
Yeah, it's bizarre, isn't it?
So yeah, it's very bizarre and it's disgusting. It's a horrible. I don't know, to be honest with you guys. The one thing that I can take pretty much anything. You've seen me sit through flat earthers and people who don't believe in viruses, people who think that dinosaur fossils are fake, and barely flinch. This will bother me. This will affect me like majorly. I don't deal well with any kind of animal cruelty. I have to turn the Sarah McLachlan commercials when they come on TV. I dive for the remote to change the channel. I can't even listen to that song anymore without associating it with that. But I feel it's important that we talk about this. And so I've got somebody from New Zealand actually that works closely with people that are trying to prevent that from happening. So they're going to be here on Sunday. Steve is actually having a debate.
I was going to say, it's called sodium fluoroacetate. If people want to know what we're talking about, go look it up. It's nasty
1080.
stuff. 1080 or sort of, sodium fluoroacetate.
Yeah. Steve is having a debate on Monday with John Perry on is DNA a code? So make sure that you tune in for that. David Packman will be here on the 16th to discuss the death penalty. And then last but not least, our favorite porn star will be back the following day on the 17th. Everybody loved Mercedes. The first time she was around, she was fantastic, and we're going to bring her back. This was during the copyright strike, so we didn't actually do this show live. You guys had to watch it. You guys essentially got, would that be sloppy seconds, Steve?
Yeah, and you know what's funny is it's still our highest, I think, for the month, or it's one of our highest rated for the month, and it wasn't even live. So can you imagine what's going to be live for her?
So, yeah.
She's
you guys
awesome.
Will, so bring your questions. She was so much fun and brilliant. Like, when I say brilliant, I don't mean just in her work, because I did extensive research on her and her work. I wanted to make sure that I really knew her as the
inside and out of her,
so that I could
you want to know her inside and out.
So I did extensive research 2 minutes at a time, and it was long and brutal, but I felt it was important to really do that. But
is she
bring
bringing
your questions?
Wait, is she bringing somebody?
She is, yes. We're not going to say who, but she is.
Oh, special guest. Okay.
People know her.
Okay.
People know her. So, yeah. And with that, I will bid you farewell until tomorrow. And we have, what is tomorrow?
Oh, don't forget, we got an SJ. We got an SJ discussion coming up too, don't we?
Oh, that's right. I just talked about what we have tomorrow. This is Steve. I'm losing my mind. Cell phones tomorrow.
Cell phones tomorrow.
Yeah, and then SJ on Saturday. SJ and Frustrated Atheist. Although I'm still unsure of what they're. Did you ever find out what they're discussing, Steve?
I'm not quite sure, to be honest.
We're so professional.
They're going to talk about something that's going to be interesting. We're all going to laugh and have fun. There you go.
I think it has something to do. It's something to do with conflation of communism and atheism.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. Okay, so basically, her narrative is that atheism relates to communism, and she doesn't know what the fallacy of division is. So she thinks that just because there's communist regimes and state atheism, she thinks that because they are atheistic, that atheism somehow has the same inherent evils as an atheistic state, and she doesn't get it through her head. That doesn't follow at all.
Dumb.
Oh, I have told her straight out, SJ, this is a dumb freaking argument. I mean, this is like bottom of the barrel creationist level crap. I mean, you have a PhD. Why would you ever sink to this level of fuckery? But she thinks it's a good argument. I don't know why.
The creators of cell phone have a PhD, so we'll end on that, just to put it out there. PhD does not translate to genius, as we've seen. I believe William Lane Craig has a PhD, correct? Kent Hovind has a PhD. Dr. Sungenis has a PhD.
PhDs for everybody.
Yeah, right. You get, like Oprah, you get a PhD, you get a PhD. All right, guys. Tomorrow,
David, you have a PhD.
Cell phone. Thank you again, sir, for coming on. This was a pleasure and so much fun. And I wish you the best in your project. And I actually will, I rarely do this, but I will go back to my Christian roots. I will say a prayer for you whenever you have Steve on your show, because you, sir, will need it.
You will need it.
Until tomorrow, guys.
Amen.
We'll see you then.
Non sequitur. Your facts are uncoordinated.